How's it going, everybody? I hope you guys are doing well. I didn't post a game review in quite a while now, but don't worry, today I got you covered. With so many people talking about it online, Starfield does have a lot of criticism. Some of it good, some of it bad, and many of the opinions about it are not very neutral. For example, the people that like Bethesda saying very good things, and the people that hate Bethesda saying a lot of bad things. But how will you know which game is genuine or not? Well, as always, I dived into the game and made a list of 10 good and bad things about this game. And in this video I will address to some of the comments and things that I've heard from players and reviewers online. So let's start with the video. Oh wait, it will contain spoilers. We will start with the 5 good things. Number 1. Vast. The game's universe is very big, with about 120 star systems and maybe more. In most of the star systems there are around 10 celestial bodies, which are basically planets. So there are around 1200 different places that you can go to. One of the things that I constantly hear is that many of these places are fairly empty, so exploring them is a waste of time. Which I don't completely disagree with for a few reasons, but if you like exploring games, I don't think that this is too much of a bad thing. Aside from that, due to the fact that the universe is very big, there are also many opportunities and random events that you'll encounter. With a big variety of planets, there are also different climate conditions that can affect your character's health. Gravity is also changing from planet to planet. There are many different species of alien animals, and some of them are in more than one planet. The game also has a very big collection of side quests. This was stated by Bethesda that after the success and the love for the side quests in Skyrim, they decided to put a big emphasis on the side quests in Starfield. And it's very obvious in the game. There are also a lot of other things in the game, such as the skill systems, items, and choices, which are all adding to a very big game. If you like big journeys and explorations in gaming, you'll enjoy the ride. Number 2. Companions. There are about 26 companions in the game. Some of them are in the constellation, which is in the main story, but most of them are scattered around the universe. You can obtain some of them from quests, and you can hire others with money. When they are available, you will have the ability to choose one of them to accompany you in your journey. You will be able to change your companions at almost any given time, so don't worry about who you pick. The other companions you can assign to your spaceships or outposts. We will talk later about the ships and the outposts, but in general it's very good to have your companions assigned to them. It will also be easier for you to locate them if you need to. Each companion have their own personality, and this is something that I found very interesting. Unlike former and many other games, these personalities are well built and make it feel like they are real in some way. From time to time you will do something that they will not like, and they will call you out for it. One of the complaints that I encountered was that people were disappointed because their companion didn't like what they did.
Delivering an insane fortune to the Crimson Fleet? Why'd you help them? Those backstabbing, bloodthirsty idiots? I mean, Sistef are no angels, but really? With all those damn credits, the fleet is gonna be a literal plague for years. Hell, decades.
For context, they chose the pirate path, and the characters of the constellation are law-abiding citizens, so they didn't like what they did. And I find it understandable. It's pretty easy to get emotionally attached. What I will recommend is that if you decide to play as a space pirate, choose a companion that will not have a problem with that. Number 3. Spaceships and Outposts. Those are very big mechanics. In short, you can gain and modify spaceships and build outposts. There are 4 main ways to get a spaceship: by completing some side quests, by taking them over, stealing them, and buying them. With outposts, however, you can only build them, but we will get to that in a second. You will be able to modify your ship in a lot of ways. You can add and remove parts, such as cargo units, engines, weapons, and even entrances to your spaceship. To get to the ship customization area, you will need to talk with a ship service technician that you can find in almost every city. You will have a lot of options to do there, but there are some restrictions that you can unlock over time by spending skill points, which we will get to later on. There are 3 levels to ship components, A, B, and C, when the level A is the weakest one and allows your ship to use only a handful of components, and the level C is the highest, which allows you to use all types of components. The ship builder does have uncomfortable limitation, but that's only applied for those who want to create a crazy ship. In the case of the outpost, if you want one, then you'll need to build one from scratch. Initially, you'll be able to build 8 outposts, but you'll be able to increase that number by using skills. And the most important thing in building one is finding a good location where you can gather the resources that you want or need. The basic mechanic of it is simple to use, but there are some parts that are a bit more complex. For example, there are some cases where you want to move resources from one planet to the other, so in this case you will have to go back and forth a few times between these planets to set it all up. One complaint that I heard about the outpost is that you can't take them over and can only create one from scratch. Which to that I'll say that I don't mind if Bethesda will do that, but only if they remove other components from the game. It is 140 GB already. Number 4. Conversations. This is most important to people like me who enjoy story-based games. And the reason for it is because the conversations are what actually making the game's world more full and interactive. You can learn so much only by speaking with random NPCs and side quest characters. As I stated earlier, the universe is big, and therefore there are many characters that you can speak with. The conversation with the Constellation members are mostly interesting when you speak with those of them that are your companions. While talking to them, you can see their facial expressions very clearly, and it's very easy to understand if they are mad or not just off the base of it. But the voice acting is where the charm really comes from. The voices fit the characters very well. Aside from those things, there are also all kinds of options while you are talking with other characters. You can bribe them, persuade them, and even threaten them, and those can be upgraded with skills. I personally found it very useful in many ways. From time to time, you'll encounter another spaceship in space that you will have the opportunity to speak with. In the case of these spaceships, there are all kinds of fun random moments. There's a case where someone from another spaceship will tell you a dead joke, and there are other cases where they will interview you and ask you random questions. It's a lot of fun.
Important question for you. Do you know the way to Uranus? Let me help you out. It's right behind you! Smell you later.
Number 5. Skills. If you were able to listen to me up until now, I mentioned skills a few times. There are many skills to unlock, so let's get over them really quick. There are 5 different categories of skills trees: physical, social, combat, science, and tech. There are 82 skills overall, when each of them have 4 tiers, which means that there are quite a lot of them. Here are a few examples. In the physical skill tree, you'll be able to upgrade your resistance to the environment, your hand-to-hand combat, and your overall physical ability. In the social skills list, you'll upgrade the negotiation, intimidation, diplomacy skills, and more. In the combat skills tree, you'll improve your ability with different weapons and armoring. In the science skills list, you will be able to improve your engineering and designing skills, as well as zoology and botany skills. In the tech skills tree, you'll improve your piloting, security, and ballistic weapon system. You have a lot to choose from, and you don't really have to worry about it much. I do admit that it can be very overwhelming, but you shouldn't worry about it because all of the skills are very helpful. One of my favorite parts in the overall game is that there is no level limit, or at least is very high, which means that if you want, you can max out all of the skills. But that will take you a long time, so you might consider not to do so. Quick stop for a second. I want to tell you thank you so much for watching it, at least up until now. I really enjoy making videos for you. I'm making shorts, I'm making game reviews, and I am planning to do other stuff regarding gaming as well. So, if you really like this video, please consider to leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment and tell me what is your most favorite game. And let's continue with the list. The 5 bad things. Number 1. Ammo and weapons. There are 10 types of weapons which for the sake of this video I will put in 3 categories: long range, melee, and grenades. In the long range category there are 45 weapons which are guns and pistols. There are 9 melee weapons which are knives and swords, and 11 types of grenades. It is a total of 65 weapons in the game. When it comes to the long-range weapons, there are 21 different types of ammo. It's completely fine that they have a large variety of weapons, but when it comes to the ammo, I think that they went overboard. Most players won't find most of these weapons, and there will be times where they will have many different ammo types, but not the one that they need. That can lead the player to spend a part of the game with a weapon that they do not like or just a weak one. I encountered many complaints about the accuracy rate of the weapons because sometimes it just doesn't make sense that you'll miss your opponent. And I agree with that. Now if I had any suggestion regarding this, it would be either give the weapons ability to use more than one ammo type, or an ability to modify your ammo type so that you can convert what you have to another similar type. Or of course, just remove some of them. Number 2. Dim. I wasn't sure about adding this part to the list because I can't think of other things that I could have put here, but here's why I did it. When you hear about space travel and different planets, you most of the time imagine amazing spectacles and new horizons. However, it is not really the case in Starfield. Every planet, although it's different from the others, also have a lot of things in common. One of those things is that they are dim or dark. There are planets that are more beautiful than the others, of course, but they still have the same basic aura around them. Now why is this a problem? Well, because it will take away the excitement of exploring the universe. Most of the times that you'll get to a new star, you will not think, oh, how beautiful it is here. No, you will instead start looking for where to get resources from. You won't care for how the place looks like because it is all the same. When you'll get to a new city, no matter how different it is from the others, there will be no actual change for you aside from the visuals of the environment. Now here's a complaint that I hear quite a lot.
This game doesn't do it the same way as No Man's Sky.
Which I agree, but it's an unfair complaint. Two different companies, two different games, two different visions. If you want to play No Man's Sky, then just do so. Number 3. Story. Although it's not very direct about it, the story is based on one simple question. What is the meaning of everything? A simple question, but not a simple answer. It starts when you, the main character, discover a special metal in a mining expedition. After you touch that metal, you will get a vision that shows you something that feels like the whole universe and what's beyond. Not long after, you will encounter another character by the name of Barrett that sends you off to meet with the Constellation. The Constellation is an organization that their sole purpose is to explore and learn everything that they can about the universe. At some point, you will learn about the term that's called the Unity, and you basically try to find out what is this Unity. So the story in its concept is interesting, but the way that it's being told is not so much. There aren't a lot of interesting elements in the story. You will meet several new characters here and there, which two of them are very mysterious. These two are called Starborn, and they are not together, but share the same goal and compete for it, and that is to find the Unity. So the story is not completely boring, but most of it is just very linear and straightforward. What I did find interesting though is that you will learn how did humanity got to the point where they are exploring the stars. Number 4. Space traveling. So this is one of the main complaints when people are comparing No Man's Skies to Starfield, and that is because unlike No Man's Skies, in Starfield it will take a long time to fly from one planet to the other, and that in No Man's Skies you will also see beautiful spectacles along the way. Now you don't really need to do that because you can fast travel very easily, but it does take away the adventure of traveling in space. It is possible to fly manually from one planet to the other, but it will take a long time. A streamer by the name of Chara Lanazar, I hope that I pronounced it right, flew from a location of one planet to another. It took her 7 hours to do so, and one really bad night's sleep. So it's not really worth it or recommended at all. I think that this is a big missed opportunity that could have led to much more interesting things in the game. Also, I did find an issue with the space traveling in the tutorial itself. If you miss or not understand one step in the tutorial, you might struggle in the near future. I encountered many people online that didn't understand how the fast traveling worked, and that because they missed a step in the tutorial. In order to fly from one solar system to another, you'll need to use a spaceship's grav drive. but the explanation of how to use the grav drive is pretty much under the radar and not clear at all. What I will say is that after you learn how to space travel, it will become very easy. Number 5. Menus and animations. There are quite a few different menus. There is the map, skills menus, special abilities, inventory, and a bit more menus, just so you'll get the picture. In the PC version, you can open specific menus directly with shortcut keys, however in the Xbox console it is not the same. In this case, you will need to get to the main menu, and from there you'll be able to get to the other ones. You can't move from one menu to another, which means that you will have to go back to the main menu and choose another one. It is uncomfortable. Now regarding the animations, I'm not talking about the general animations of the game, I'm talking specifically about the transitional animation between the menus. It works a bit slow, so it can be quite annoying if you need to move between more than 2 menus. If I'll be able to be even more specific, the animation in the map is annoying as well. Every time that you are looking at the current planet or system, you will have to zoom in or out if you want to see a wider range of stars or systems. And because it's working slow, you will have to wait until it's finished the animation before you can start navigating around the map. It's just an annoyance. There was one more thing that I would like to say before my final conclusion. When it comes to Bethesda game, we all know that there is an amazing modding community. And I did manage to see some mods that are already out and are very great. So keep in mind that if there is a problem, the modding community will find a solution. In conclusion, the game is big, and there are a lot of things that you can do in it. Although the story itself is not very interesting, the side quests are actually very good. I do wish that they would make this game more colorful and feel more warm, and with the large amount of ammo and weapons, they should have made this a bit more simple. The traveling in space was a bit of a disappointment as well. What I found most satisfying is the outpost and the shipbuilding abilities. These mechanics are very elaborated and a bit complex. I also seen many people that did amazing things in them, with and without mods. Now if you played this game, please let me know what do you think about it in the comments below, and if you didn't, let me know, do you want to play it now or not? Thank you so much for watching up until now. You can check out my other content. You know, I got more reviews, I got shorts, you can enjoy all of them. And that's all. Just don't forget, enjoy your games.